Looks like gender confusion was just a phase after all by Raging Golden Eagle channel. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Let's watch
How
it.
we got called bigots for saying this was all just a phase. And then a lot of these individuals decided to go out and permanently alter their bodies to prove it's not just a phase. Well, Gen Z's gender craze cools as data shows non-binary identification among students declines.
Oh God, finally it's happening, guys. It's finally happening. Oh my God, this is so good. This is so good. This is so good, man.
Oh, so it was just a phase. Oh, well, that's very inconvenient for those of you guys who decided to do the permanent stuff. Shocking new data. Yeah, shocking to nobody with a functioning brain. Shows the number of young people identifying as non-binary has plummeted. Oh, is it maybe because the virtue signal points aren't going as far as they used to? Is it maybe because now they're being ridiculed instead of being celebrated? And they're realizing, like, yeah, I'm not getting the kind of attention I wanted. I think it's time to end this. Now, Eric Kaufman, a politics professor based out of Vancouver, analyzed the data from the Foundation of Individual Rights and Expression, as well as universities, and discovered that non-binary identification has dropped significantly amongst Gen Z since current year -2. Funny how this is happening right around the time when people...
And this is fresh data. It's from 23. So it's very near, like when it's 2025 yet. So yeah, I wonder how it's gonna be like the next data from, I don't know, 2025, might be even better. Maybe even a more expression number, because it's just a feeling. I have a feeling that the next number that we're gonna have, the next data, will be absurdly higher than the one that we already have right
stopped
here.
being silenced when they spoke out against this.
Things are shifting in that aspect very, very fast, it seems. And finally, some good news. Oh my God, like finally something good.
Data from FIRE polled more than 60,000 students at colleges across the U.S. shows that just 3.6% identified as a gender other than male or female. And I'm willing to bet a large chunk of them.
This means more than we could talk about here in just one video. This means that we are really, like, the newer generations are really seeing that words went to shit, and they are shifting to something else. As we talked about in the last video, about Gen Z going to becoming more Christians, but not in the exquisite and in that exquisite way that those like very liberal churches and etc. No, in a very like Bible-like way. They are being way more serious and way more enthusiastic and interested in that. And this is very good. This sums up with what this is showing up here. It really, like, you can really compare one thing to another and really see, realize that, yeah, we do actually have some hope for the future. Who would imagine that? I don't. Because, I mean, one time or another, these old asses on the politicians that are responsible for our society termination. The world is being in a terminal stage. One day or another, they will have to die, They have to die. They're not eternal, even though they live so freaking long. It's so freaking long, man. They are doing like extra time already on Earth, come on. It's so absurd. Like, they live 90, 100 years. They just don't die. They just don't die. But one way or another, they will. They have to. And we will pay space to in the next, I don't know. But yeah, it will take a few time, like 10, 20 years. We'll have some, oh God, hopefully we will have some like better politicians in future and etc. Yeah, maybe we actually have some hope after all. Yeah, that's very good. I was needing something like this, really.
M probably went all the way and did permanent damage, and now they're basically stuck. There's no going back from what they've done. In current year -1, that figure was at 5.2%, and in both current year -3 and -2, 6.8% of college students identify themselves as non-binary, a little more than double the percentage of college students who do today. Self-reported data from elite institutions tell a similar story. Yeah, the fad's over. The phase is over. Andover Phillips Academy in suburban Boston, which surveys 3/4 of its students each year, for example, reported that in current year -2, 9.2% identified as neither male nor female. This year, the figure is at just 3%. I'm surprised there's still so many of them that want to virtue signal. It's not going to get you anything.
This is not impressive for me. To be honest, I was expecting more. I'm surprised that is 3%. Like, wow. This is really something amazing.
But again, like I talked about.
Of course, it is. You has to decline more and more until it never exists to begin with. But this is already very good. It's way better than I was expecting. Way better than I thought it was. Very, very nice.
About losing a friend to late-stage TDS.
I'm very happy with this.
He didn't catch TDS until this year. So I'm still very confused about that. Like, of all the times you could have joined the losing side, why is it right after the tables turned? Like, this is just weird. So maybe it's the same with these people. I don't know. At Brown University, a whopping 5% of students identified as non-binary in current year -3 and 2. But by current year, that share dropped to 2.6%. The grift's over, guys. It's unclear what may have contributed to this decline, but Kaufman notes that when the transformer and queer trends were at their peak, freshmen were more likely to be non-conforming of the gender and sex.
Yeah, it's unclear because it's a series of factors. But I think we can all resume this to society. Modern society went to shit. And newer generations realize that. And they are shifting to be more religious, more, the old traditional style. Which I think it's not, okay, it was nice, it was better than what we have today, but wasn't perfect. It wasn't perfect, it could actually have been better. But maybe in the next few years we will build something better than it was before. I don't know, I really don't know. I have no clues about what's gonna happen in future. I think no one has. Society is changing a lot, so fast, and all the time, and there is technology as well, and everything else, that I think everyone is lost about what's gonna be of the future. I don't know, I would like to know you guys' opinions about what you guys think the future is gonna look like in the next 5 and maybe 10 years. Maybe you guys can even describe more than that, after that. I don't know, maybe I'm the only one who is not, who cannot see that clearly. I would like to see your opinion in the comments. And you can describe like in the timestamp, like, oh, in 5 years, I think this is gonna happen. In 10, it would be like this. And I would like to know, seriously. But yeah, let's continue. Very, very
Sexuality
interesting.
than seniors.
This made me really
and
happy.
And then some of them
actually
took things way too far, and now there's no going back. Yeah, but the important thing is, yes, the grift is over. They no longer get the benefits they.
Oh, I think that also the main reason that we are seeing all this is poverty. It's like we've talking about in the last video. Because of course there are many other reasons as why these things are happen. But when you don't have money, when you don't own nothing, like, you really starts like really not caring about all of this bullshit that they care so much about wokeism, about, you have like way higher priorities, way higher priorities, like surviving. It's about surviving. It's not about living anymore. And I think this is the main point,
previously got for claiming they were these things. So now that they can't milk it for their personal gain, they're just going to throw it away. Oh, now that bisexual, transformer, queer questioning identification is in decline, the reverse is true. Younger students are less alphabet soup than older students in their colleges. Yeah, because the younger students avoided that brainwashing, thankfully. Like, they were able to see what happened to their predecessors and decide.
Thank God, because the plan was brainwashing everyone. And they create all they shaped the entire machine to, to brainwash everyone. But they weren't successful. And the newer generation is showing us that. And I really thought they would be successful this, but they are not being successful at all at brainwashing the newer generation. This is so good, man. This is awesome.
It's like, yeah, we're going to be careful not to go down this path as well. It's a sign that fashions are changing. Yeah, it was always just a trend, even though students' political ideologies have not changed. Oh yeah, so the Democrats, like moderate Democrats, are finally starting.
I'm kind of concerned though. It's good and all, it's cool and all for the Gen Z, but I'm kind of concerned for the Gen Alpha and Beta, because they are the generations of kids that will be raised with a lot of deformities and brain bad formations because of Tylenol trends, and like vaccine and all of this bullshit that destroyed a lot of people's health. And of course, this will be passed through genes. And a lot of women were already pregnant when doing this stuff and passed it through babies. And, I saw a lot of this stuff happening in schools. Like when a lot of kids are, we never had so many kids like with autism and a lot of limitations. I don't know how is the name of this disease in English. When the kid borns with here we call it microcephalia. It's when the brain it's not totally formed, and it happens for some kinds of there's a lot of things that makes this. I have, of course, it's my opinion, okay, guys. I had data about this. I had data, but I don't have anymore. So it's just my opinion. I don't have data. You don't take this serious. Take this with a grain of salt or whatever, okay? Via description advice. So yeah. A lot of vaccines created this, made this happen with kids here. And also mosquitoes. There are some mosquitoes that transmit a disease that brings these kids like microcephalia, and yeah. And it's a new sickness that are transmitted by mosquitoes here. And they did this to kids. And it's horrible. It's terrible. And I've seen that in, inside classes. And a lot of kids are just they are not normal. They are not how they were supposed to, and they are not a few. They are like not the vast majority. I would say that they are 20-30% of the entire class. This is terrible. This is sick, man. When I never saw such a thing happening, like I'm seeing this generation of kids being raised now. It's too many kids like this. Too many. And so I think because of this generation, the alpha and the beta, we will have like a lot of kids like this, so I think are two lost generations, in my opinion. Maybe things will start becoming better after the next one. I don't know.
Starting to fight back against the far left extremists. Maybe they'll even get their party back. Who knows? Moms for Liberty, a conservative parents group, echoed the sentiment and as it reposted the findings on social media. It's no longer trendy to be a transformer, the group concluded. And they're right about that. They're 100% correct. The benefits they used to get for being transformers are gone, so now they're not transformers anymore. The groundbreaking survey marks a major turning point after U.S. Census data showed that 1 out of every 18 young adults identify something other than male or female in current.
Who would imagine, like, right? Like, they feel so much like, oh my God, it's incredible. It's incredible. They are feeling so much like, oh, I was born like this. No, I always felt like that. But the moment you take off all the incentives for you to be so, suddenly people start to being like that. It isn't that incredible? Huh? It isn't that incredible. Wasn't it because the teenagers and the kids who are being influenced to be like that, huh? Wasn't because of it? This is the proof. I mean, everyone knew that already. I'm not saying that there are not people that are homosexual and they already felt like that since they were born without any external like factors, This happens for thousands of years. But like we've seen nowadays in modern society, it's totally influenced by the government, by big corpos. Yeah, it's totally influenced by all of this bullshit. And we are seeing this happen now because their incentives are diminishing. Hopefully, we'll continue going like that, and you just see the decline. So they are totally being influenced to be like that. It's simple as that.
You're -4 and -3 when combined with more than 2% of identifying as transformers. With 39 million 18 to 26-year-olds in the U.S., around 2 million young adults identified as transformer or non-binary, more than the population of Phoenix, the 5th largest city in the country. And those we called trans trenders because they were only doing it because it was popular, not among anyone who matters, but I guess among their peer group. Once it's not
they are totally influenceable. They will just want to be popular. They want to be part of the popular group. They want to, be the cool guy, the cool girl, and then they get all of it. And all they know that, like, the society, the media, the government, the big corpus, all they know that. They know that very well, and they use it on this scene, so they carry this through their lives. They take decisions, bad, terrible decisions, and many of them in the teenager phase, and they carry that for their lives, as these, oh my God, these flags and stupid identities, and
popular anymore. They don't want anything.
They ruin their lives forever.
Thing to do with it. Like, see the tourists in every hobby. Once the hobby is no longer popular, the tourists don't want anything to do with it anymore, and they're trying to scrub all association they ever had with it. Yeah, that's a they-them problem. Fuck yeah. And about landmark 15-year study released last year found that most chillins who question their gender grow out of it. So it is just a phase. Researchers from the University of Groningen in the Netherlands tracked more than 2,700 children from age 11 to their mid-20s, asking them every 3 years about their feelings on gender. At the start of the research, around 1 in 10 expressed gender non-contentedness to varying degrees, but by age 25, just 4% said they often or sometimes were discontented with their gender. And I bet 100% of those were feminists with penis envy that are just bitter. So not really transformers. The study published in the journal Archives of Sexual Behavior found that overall 78% of people had the same feelings about their gender over 15 years. Around 19% became more content and just about 2% became less comfortable. Researchers concluded the results of the current study might help adolescents to realize that it's normal to have some doubts about one's identity and one's gender identity during this age period, and that is also relatively common. So what they're saying is, don't do anything permanent while you're in a temporary phase, or you're...
Yeah. I would say, if you want to take these stupid, weird decisions, do so after 25 years at least, okay? Because, the frontal lobe and all of this stuff, the formation frontal lobe and blah, blah, blah.
You're going to regret it, and no one's going to feel sorry for you because they're going to remember like what an evil douche you were to them when you tried to stop them and save them from themselves. So you're going to end up mutilated and with no one in your corner. And that's, I think, one of the main reasons why we have that famous statistic. It's the regret.
Before we go any further, I want to take this brief moment here to thank all of you, my patrons, for the incredible support to my work here on YouTube, and especially my three-tailed fox tier members, Wolony Wolf, Heath Rowell, Fenny Sylvy, Zalost, Taiashi, Zaela Zhezzaia, and Succubus Bait. Thank you very, very much. You guys are amazing. Also, thanks to everyone who donated to me through Tron and to all of my YouTube members. You can support this channel life and growth with just $5 a month and gain access to many perks. This is less than a burrito. Check out my Patreon. Link is in the description below. Very good, very good. Yeah. Thank you for watching, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm very satisfied and happy with this news here. Really. Even though we saw in the last video that was a very positive change in the mindset of the newer generations, I was still kinda a bit skeptical. But if we assume that with this one here, it's really more credible. Because, I always see people telling that these newer generations are, they are stupid. I'm saying that, but I mean, I'm Gen Z, but I'm talking about, the newer ones like and 12 30 years old, the teenagers that is coming now. I don't know. I'm really lost with this generation thing. I don't remember if I'm in the end of Gen Z, or if I'm on the beginning of Gen Z. I'm really bad with this stuff. I know I'm in the border of something. I don't know if I'm in the border with Gen X or I don't remember. Okay. But I'm Gen Z. Anyway, I'm Gen Z. So yeah, maybe I already think I already am an exception of that myself, and I didn't stop to realize that maybe I'm already like I am because I grew up in the middle of shit, and this made me think like I think nowadays. Yeah. Also the fact that, as I said before many times, I have a mother and a father, which is very rare nowadays. This helps a lot your formation, like, psychologically saying, yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Pretty much informative. I liked it very much. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Check the links below. Patreon, Squad, Qualifying Tron. Support me so I can get the fuck out of this terrible nightmare that is my country. And I'll see you all my deathfoxlings on the next one. Bye. And that's it for today, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Ja, mata ne!